when did you start beatboxing or looping, and how did you discover it?
I started looping because I watched some beatbox battles randomly. I think they got recommended to me on YouTube, and then I dived into the scene, into the beatbox scene, and watched Codfish and these classics. And then just a video of Saro was recommended to me, and so I started watching Loopstation videos and really wanted to buy a Loopstation, and then I did.
Yeah, for me it was the battle between Thorsten and MB14 of 2016 semifinals, I think. My friend showed it to me, and I loved it. And some years later, like I think 2.5 years ago, I started like looping myself and wanting to become like them, or like wanting to go on stage and do the same thing. So yeah, that's what was like basically the start.
Okay, so when did you get your first loop station then? Because it seems like both of you discovered it quite recently. So when was the first time?
I think I got my Loopstation at Christmas 2019. So I started looping early 2020, yeah, when COVID started.
I got mine actually quite early, but so I think it's 4 or 5 years ago. I'm not entirely sure. Probably 2018. But I couldn't beatbox and I really sucked at it, so I stopped again. And then some years later, I picked it up again. So yeah, quite a long time.
Okay, now going to the GBB wildcards that we mentioned before. How long did you spend on it? I already know some people right here spend quite a long time on it. So how long did you spend on it? How did you come up with the idea? And maybe how happy are you with the rankings?
Yeah, for my GB wildcard, I tried some different things. First, I wanted to dive into the MK2, but then I decided to switch my setup to of the producer category, and I really liked the setup, so I decided to focus more on the producer category. And yeah, I needed like 4 weeks or 5 weeks for the producer wildcard to make it. And yeah, like 2 weeks for the only MK2 wildcard.
Yeah, so for me it was like probably the most time I've ever spent on a single track in one device category. I think 2 months, and like I don't know how many hours. I don't want to know. Like I sacrificed my entire life into this track. But yeah, I also did producers, but like my focus was on one device. And yeah, like it was a lot of time, a lot of stress, and that's why I'm super happy with my 10th place. No, I'm not, but it's fine. I'm gonna try my best in round 2, I guess, and I'll try to enjoy the night anyways. So yeah, let's go.
What are your favorite loop station effects and why? I know that EQ is a very popular one, but apart from that,
I think my favorite effect is maybe the classical filter, low pass filter maybe, just because you can do many stuff with it. It is very it can do many stuff, yeah, and yeah, that's because it is my favorite effect.
Yeah, I know people hate boring answers, but for me it's the same thing, like the classic filter and like panning delay, reverb, like the stuff everyone uses. But for the more spicy answer, I would say tremolo to give your music some like shape.
Now we're jumping to kind of your idols. So what's your favorite loop station song of all time and a current one?
I don't know how to answer this, but I will try. I think I like Dice the Code, and then maybe Inky Oblivion is also good. Yeah, those two are pretty nice. Okay, so of all time is probably the Dice the Code, and yeah, the current one is I don't really have a current one. Maybe still Dice the Code.
It's really, really hard. Music-wise, I would say Sin Ocean. I would say actually Sin Ocean. But Dice the Code is also pretty nice. But I don't want to give another boring answer. So yeah, Sin Ocean probably of all time. And right now, wow, it's really, really hard. No, I can't really give an answer. I think.
Now, jumping to the second devices, why do you use it?
Yeah, I just use it so I have more things to do for me. Just has I can do a lot more sounds. I can do more synth sounds. But I also like the normal Loopstation solo device sometimes to have very quick ideas and yeah.
Yeah, for me as well. Like just the variety of sounds you can do. And for me, it was always I wanted to make real songs on the Loopstation, and I felt like with the second device and like more options of sound design, more notes, more chords, more ways of doing melodies and harmonies, it was more well suited for me. But I also enjoy one device as like the switch up is really good. I like everything about it.
What's your favorite beatboxing sound, and could you please show us?
My favorite beatbox sound is I really like the frosty click roll, like the I don't know. Yeah. And Inky showed some sound like I don't know. That is really weird. Yeah. And the favorite sound I can do is probably just lip roll.
I think my favorite sound is vibration bass or like some type of inward bass, like basses. I like basses. But like my sound, I think either lip roll, but because that's the boring answer again, I'm gonna go with inward case snare.
Talking about the Loopstation again, what's your favorite song of yours that you would listen to?
I think it's the GBB producer Wildcard Thinking, yes. Justice. Oh yes, it's on Spotify. Antrix.
Some advertisement. Yeah, for me it's always very mood dependent. But for me, like it's probably a song called "Falling Down." It's a future based song. But from a technical perspective, it's Monster. Surprise, surprise. So yeah, listen. Both of them on Spotify. Syjo, just Syjo on Spotify.